well, everything definitely is adding up now. So, we all know now that the DCEU is officially being rebooted into the DCEU with James Gunn and several other new people at the helm. I just realized I'm bleeding from my forehead. Ugh. But that doesn't matter. So, the DC universe is now under new management. It's going full-on reboot mode, new cast, new stories, new directors, everything, because, of course, the DCEU was a disaster, and the box office failure of Black Adam was pretty much the nail in the coffin. But instead of trying to smooth the situation over with the fans and everything, The Rock is doing nothing but making everything worse. Now, I know that sounds harsh, but you'll see what I mean in a second. So I recently did a video about how Black Adam bombed at the box office, and then there was a report from Deadline that came out saying, oh no, it's doing just fine, it can make a profit, and The Rock took that one article and ran with it. But, and there are several things I want to talk about. This is the first one I want to talk about. This, my throat's still not in tip-top shape, but I needed to get this out. So, but that may not have been the case. New reports are coming out that The Rock intentionally leaked that false information to Deadline for them to post it so he could start spreading around that the movie was making its money back, despite the fact the movie was shaping up to lose $100 million. This is way worse than the original report. It's like, oh, this one website's trying to cover for the movie, and The Rock's taking this one and running with it. No, now him and his team are leaking the information to Deadline, and I have no reason to not believe this, because, for other reasons I'm about to get into. Now, there's another one that's, that's saying that The Rock has now unfollowed both the DC Instagram pages and the Black Adam Instagram pages. Now, I usually don't care about who celebrities follow and who follows celebrities. I couldn't give less of a crap, because I have a life. I don't care who celebrities follow on Instagram or Twitter and all that crap. But this seems interesting because he unfollowed the DC Universe and the Black Adam pages because, and this seems to be showing that he's done as Black Adam. Like, they are not bringing him back, and I think that's a good thing. Especially after, which means they're not getting a sequel, and he's not coming back. Which, honestly, is fine by me for a reason I'm about to get into in a minute. And this wouldn't have been that big of a deal if it weren't for the fact that The Rock was trying to cover this up. Because he ended up, of course, posting a tweet, or maybe it was a post on Instagram, I don't know. I don't follow The Rock, so I don't really care about him that much, especially now. My sinuses are still acting up. But it has been, but he, of course, tried to deny it, because, of course, he did. But he's being called out and caught red-handed, trying to, again, lying his ass off. This is already the second time he's lied about something Black Adam related. But this is something that, but the thing I'm about to get into is something that pissed me off even more. Is that there are reports now that he turned down cameoing in Shazam 2. Now, when I made my first video about how Black Adam was being trashed by critics, I made a point of saying that he should not have had his own movie, and he should have been the villain for Shazam 2. And I remember I'm thinking, like, why wasn't he just the villain in Shazam 2? Why did he need his own movie? And now we know. And this is why I am totally okay with them booting The Rock from DC, because this shows right here, he doesn't care about the actual DC universe. He doesn't care about this character and about all these other characters. He only cares about boosting his own ego. That's why he pushed so hard to get the Henry Cavill Superman cameo. He wasn't concerned. It wasn't because he was like every other fan and wanted Cavill to play Superman again because he was perfect for the role. He wanted him back so he could try to set up a fight between Black Adam and Superman. Because what he does not understand is that when you're making a universe like this, you need to be prepared to do your part. That means you make your solo movies when you need to, you go into the team-up movies, you make your cameos when you need to, and you stay the hell out of everything else. That's it. And when he's called upon to make a cameo in Shazam 2, which would have made a lot of sense considering he was set up in the first movie, he declines it because it won't boost his ego. He doesn't want to fight the goofy, fun-loving Shazam. He wants to fight Superman because it'll give him a nice ego boost, as if this guy needs a bigger ego. So, again, this this shows why I don't like The Rock anymore. Like, I was never, like, a huge, like, fan of his. Now I'm starting to get to the point where I'm starting to hate him. Because it's now showing that he did not care. This was not I said this in my review, this doesn't feel like a passion project, it feels like a vanity project. And it turns out I was 100% right. I have a feeling that some people who saw that review thought I was being too hard on it for calling it a vanity project, but I have just been proven right. That movie was nothing but that was nothing but a boost for his ego, as if it needed to get any bigger. This is what pisses me off the most, because like I said, you need to be prepared to do your cameos in the universe when you need to. I didn't phrase that correctly, but you know what I mean. When you're called upon to make a cameo within this universe, you need to be prepared to do your part. But he didn't want to do that. He didn't want to show up in a Shazam movie. He wanted to have his big fight with Superman. Because, again, like I've been saying, it's for his ego. That's the only reason he kept trying to make Black Adam, is because he needed that extra ego boost. So, yeah, that's what I'm interested for the new DCU. It can't be any worse than the DCEU. Like, next year's 4 DCEU movies. Shazam 2, I'm at least curious about. The Flash, maybe, but again, the presence of Ezra Miller killed my hype. Same thing with Aquaman 2 with Amber Heard. Maybe, but And it seems like the behind the scenes of Aquaman 2 has been kind of a mess, trying to shove in cameos, cutting cameos, and all this other crap. And Blue Beetle, I couldn't give less of a shit about. So that's all I got, and just fuck The Rock.